Jessie there?
Started. Thanks, Jesse.
Well, hi, everyone.
Great.
We will come to order. I want to add two things to the agenda tonight. The first is when we will be meeting in the future. So that if we have to make a decision tonight about something, we can decide when that's going to be. And the second is we talked about possible training that we were thinking of. So that's what, anything else people need to add? So we'll start with when we should meet again, and it seems like Jack is available only on Monday evenings. And that would enable us to have at least 4 people until we find some more. So does Monday evening at 7 o'clock work for everyone?
It does.
The first Monday? And you, Beth?
Yep.
Great. And you?
Yeah, I think so. Jesse and I talked about it. So the one thing that has that we've steered clear of Monday for is that court meets that day, but there's never anyone here at 7 o'clock. And the other thing is, I think it's a good reason to have the small conference room available. So the review board could meet in the small conference room and we can fix it so that works.
Okay. Great.
So I think Monday works fine. Yeah.
Fabulous. Okay, so then our next meeting will be in February on whatever the hell the first Monday is. I think it's February 2nd. It's Groundhog Day.
That is.
So, okay. Great. Then we'll leave the possible training thing to the end. So the first thing is a lot line adjustment for 18 Creamery Road, Peter Hoyt. And you said there's something wrong with the map.
Yes, ma'am. If you're looking at the map, it's labeled parcels A and B.
Yeah,
And then when you look at the little square up in the top right corner, it shows you A is the large parcel and B is where the lot line adjustment affects these 2 little parcels.
right.
And this one is labeled A. The big parcel is supposed to be A. When you look at this, you'll see the big area is A. See what, Don?
Right here.
Yeah, he's labeled it here. It should be out here. This will be, I guess.
And
B.
this is still B.
Yeah, but it will.
This is someone else's.
Oh, that's good. They'll be conjoined.
They will be after,
Yes,
after the lot line adjustment.
yeah,
But right now, what he currently has labeled as parcel A is another parcel.
it's
It doesn't belong to him.
right. Yeah, so the lots will be merged with that one.
Right.
Parcel A belongs to Barrett, right?
It does, I think that he passed away and his widow owns it.
That's the woman
And
who
they're in the process.
they want to convey it to. Okay, so the only other thing I noticed on this when I looked at the map is I don't really understand why things are like usually 8 dot dash. But at the top of the TG Miller map, there are no dots. It's just 8 dash. Is that a problem?
They just left it out.
Okay,
Yeah.
and on one of them, there's 2 dots. It's 8-1-10 dot dot 1. At the very top under title information.
Yeah. Somebody.
So I just know,
Dot the i's and cross the t's.
I have no idea if that's meaningful or not, but
While we're correcting.
Okay.
That's a good.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I do see that now. It's difficult to see, but I think I see it.
Somebody do.
And I have that editor's eye. Okay, so we just have to do this again next month then, is what we're saying. Okay,
Would you?
And do we want to address the need for the designation of development units? Is that on here?
Well, Mark and I had a long conversation this morning, looking at maps and the way they're reported. And I used a stamp idea here.
Right.
to show
Because it's
that. Right, so we have stamps and we also have many times where they put the development units right here at the bottom under the acreage.
Right.
But it's so small, it's hard to see. And then the issue is after these lots are subdivided, this big parcel, the owner has made lot line adjustments or sold mostly lot line adjustments, I think about 8 of them in the last 10 years. And then those parcels along the highway here that have maybe bought some of that property, they have new maps. And I want to make sure those new survey maps reflect the development units. And so we're talking about how to make sure that.
Which new survey maps? You're talking about this one?
Well, actually, yes, when this new owner, she'll have a new map, and so these units will be on hers, but any time in the future, when a new lot is made or the dimensions change, we want to make sure it's not just recorded at the, I guess, the parent.
Yeah, the original
Well,
parcel.
this is
Where it goes.
the parent is what you're starting with here. This is creating 2 new lots as a result of this lot line adjustment. So each of the resulting lots
Well-
needs to have development units indicated.
Definition of a lot line adjustment, it does not create a new lot.
Well, you're starting with 2 lots and you're ending up with 2 lots with
Yeah.
different boundaries.
Right.
And so those 2 new lots
They're
with
just
different
different.
boundaries need to have the development units indicated
Yeah,
by
we
the
wanna make
applicant.
sure it's recorded and.
But is there a process that the town receives those new maps?
We get those maps, but the problem is the assessor's office doesn't always pick up on them. And I want to make sure that doesn't happen.
But what was your question, Don?
So we're gonna have this map. And we're gonna put the development units on this map.
Right.
Is there another map that comes back to the town that we can put the development units on? Is there a process for that to happen?
So to me,
It would be the final maps for.
the final map is to be provided by the applicant with the development units indicated so that the applicant knows
This map.
Mhm.
this map properly done with the developments indicated for each
Yep.
resulting parcel. I think that's really critical so that there's a really solid, that the information comes from the applicant's side and that we're not monkeying with it on our side. So what we get is like, is this acceptable for your approval?
Right.
This is what we understand development units are for this resulting lot and this resulting lot. So that's what I would strongly advocate.
So whenever the transaction takes place and the Barrett parcel picks up this additional land, will the town of Caroline receive a map of that new parcel in total?
After the conveyance happens.
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't,
Because if you don't,
That's
then
my
who's
concern.
going forward, whoever buys that parcel won't know.
They will know. It needs to be on the map. And that's what I'm talking to some surveyors to talk about. The best way to put this on and the process and the assessor's office. And then we'll go, I guess, to county clerk's office. To
and I,
make sure these things are current and relevant. So when someone's looking at real estate, they
Yeah.
know what they can do with it.
Right.
And they don't have to call the zoning officer every time the real estate agent says, I get 2 calls a day from people. looking at
so
real estate because
didn't you
they're-
send me an example from a TG Miller surveyor that had the development units indicated like underneath the information for parcel B and parcel?
Yeah, but some of the maps we've looked at already have had that on it.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So,
So in this case, parcel A, which Mrs. Barrett owns,
yes,
has about an acre, as I understand. Right.
Well, she started out with a little less than half an acre.
Okay, so she's got half an acre and she's gonna get another acre and a half.
Yeah.
So she's only ever, she's not really getting a new she's not gonna go from one development unit to two.
Why
Well,
wouldn't she?
the owner said they want to give her a development unit, so
Ah,
she'll
I
have
see.
two. I don't know that she could use it. Well, she's got 2 acres, perhaps. It could be re-subdivided in the future.
Right,
That's not her plan.
but in the future.
Yeah,
So for instance, she could, they're gonna have different tax map numbers. So her piece of property already has a house on it,
right,
and the acre and a half could have a house on it.
yes.
So Hoyt is giving her one development unit. Okay,
At least that's what we think we understand.
That's what he said he wanted.
But did he think that she has 0 development units? I just don't know.
Well.
Why wouldn't she have one?
Take her house away.
She would have,
Yeah, the lot
right,
that was
right,
non-conforming, but existed before we adopted the zoning law. So
right.
she would have one.
Picture.
I'm just asking this question,
and
wondering if there's a misunderstanding about how the zoning law is working, but
So my thinking.
I
would
agree with
be-
you.
My thinking would be that this parcel would now have 2 development units, but it'd be really hard for them to be able to get, using standard building practice, to get another house with a well and septic on this small
Right.
lot. That doesn't mean that she couldn't tear this house down and put in a single unit that could have, a single building that could have 2 development units with it.
Mhm.
So that could always happen at some point in time in the future.
well, I guess I think the other thing that's fascinating about this is there are sheds on here, and it looks to me like the lot line goes right through the sheds,
oh,
Yeah, it does.
Well,
which
that's,
seems stupid
Not right on it.
to me.
well,
Maybe that's one
probably
reason
because,
this is happening.
Yeah, so
probably because somebody didn't know where the lot line was and just was putting up.
well, somebody had already owned all this land at one point. It was probably whoever owned it before Peter Hoyt had owned, and that was the bar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't that
It
the,
was,
yeah,
it was at one time.
oh, there, okay.
yeah, the house that she's living in used to be a bar.
It's a crooked board.
It's the Crooked Board Tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so I guess what I think, if this ends up being one piece of property that has less than 3 acres, I don't see how it can be 2 development units.
So we're talking about that on a subsequent one, so.
So if they got rid of this lot line that
Mhm.
goes between parcel A and parcel B, you have one house and it's already on 3 acres. So I don't see how you get a new development unit,
2 acres.
2
Yeah.
acres.
Okay, the development units come from the big parcel before it's subdivided.
Right,
It has 5. They can divvy those up any way they want.
they can give it to this.
Yeah,
Okay,
and they can put more there. They could ever be
it
developed.
can never be developed because of
And
things.
actually, that would limit development
Right, it certainly would.
in the rest of.
Yeah, which would be silly. So I guess if I were buying this from him, I would want to move that lot line and make this a lot line adjustment that didn't go through sheds personally.
No, you would,
I would.
because now that,
Oh,
where that lot line currently goes for the shed,
it's
it goes
going,
away.
It
that
disappears.
line's going
disappears.
away, Gene.
So it's just forming one,
Yes, one.
Okay,
This would be one.
that wasn't clear to me.
That's.
Well, that is the other thing that we've been discussing, about developing a protocol for showing original lot lines and proposed, so we can see where things are moving, but
Right,
these lines are identical, I mean, so it's very
Yeah.
confusing.
Goes away, but when you look at it, unless you read the notes. And you understand, it says something about parcel A being conveyed to Barrett and consolidated with parcel B.
yeah,
Here.
I read- I
Then
read
you'd
the consolidated,
understand it,
but-
But looking at the map
you know,
alone wouldn't give you a clue, and I thought maybe I'm gonna ask, they use one of these 2-way arrows to show,
Actually, they can't,
because
because
it's
the
not a lot.
transaction has not taken place.
right.
Because
But
what-
once the transaction has taken place, they should
Yeah,
have a
I
new map.
Well,
And
so
it'd be,
we need to.
in Barrett's best interest
Mhm.
to do away with that line and make it all one lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so,
So
The other issue is parcel B doesn't really exist. That is not a parcel. That is right? That's a part of.
It's a part of Hoyt's giant property.
And the lot line's being moved to incorporate that land area into parcel A.
Yes,
Yeah,
So parcel B is never at any point in time an actual parcel. So that
Well,
kind
it
of,
is. It is an actual parcel until
until
the
the,
transaction takes place. to
until the
sell it.
conveyance happens.
yeah.
and
So just,
So when it-
just by the fact that we make
Approve
this
it.
flat line adjustment, doesn't mean
Unless.
that Barrett's
This
could buy
line
that
is going to
land.
disappear.
Yeah.
Right,
right,
so
That's-
between the time we
So
approved it and
this would
Barrett
be-
bought it, parcel
This
B
line,
exists.
so this will be all one lot.
Okay, this will be one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So on February 7th, say we approve it,
yeah,
and parcel B then exists.
Alright.
Later that month, the lawyers all together, and it gets conveyed to her and it becomes one unit. Then it goes away.
And it goes okay.
okay.
So there
It
is,
does
a
exist for
guess.
some,
right,
probably very short.
it's named Schrodinger.
I don't,
Okay, just. So let's see, it says under parcel B, it says PO tax parcel B.
It's creating that parcel.
it's just.
That's
temporary.
never gonna be a tax
This
parcel.
map is just like the flash in
Yeah.
Japan. They
So-
created to, a lot line adjustment is like a subdivision and a merger all at once.
Exactly.
But, so Don's point is, at some point, there needs to be a more permanent
Map,
map, and why
At the
can't
conveyance.
this just be the sketch map? And if, when it's approved, the permanent map is made without this line here and recording our development units on. the-
that would make all the sense in the world.
Because that map that you're talking about doesn't exist until there's been a closing.
Oh, the transaction, right.
Right.
Until there's real estate.
So we
Okay,
can't
This
have
is
this
just-
as part of our process.
okay,
Somehow you would want to get a copy of that map
Yeah.
after the closing,
So,
and then put the development units on.
so the, when the map is drawn, they can't draw what's proposed. They have to only draw it as it exists.
Right,
That's, yeah,
So you're still gonna get those phone calls.
yeah.
but this, I see what they, parcel A and B, parcel B have the same. Tax map number, so that's what they're doing, they said this is the proposed new tax pack map.
Yes.
I see what they did, so.
yes.
But I think I don't follow or have a question about what Don just said. I mean, you're saying they don't put the development units on here?
No, so you put it on this map,
Okay,
it should. But what Bob was looking for, so he doesn't have to talk to real estate agents, is that at some point in time in the future, the Barrett property comes up for sale. But the map that they have, that they're looking at, doesn't say that there's two development units on it.
Right, so at the,
It's mute until,
the concept is that there'd be a new map done at the
Yeah.
time of the conveyance.
Yeah.
yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
We would like.
It should be this, yeah,
Right,
Yeah,
and can we require that? Can it be a requirement
when the
This-
transaction.
of this
I don't know, I mean, this is a,
resolution that we?
why don't we ask our attorney?
or
If. well,
assessment, or,
Yeah, I'll
yeah,
ask
Someone.
the surveyors and
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, because that, even if development units weren't on there, I would think that people would want a map that shows what's reality.
Proper lines.
Exactly.
we have to get them on there, we know this is a problem, because we've looked at ones that have gone under the bridge and they're
Yeah.
not showing. But what I don't know is, are they showing on the actual deed that results from the, and I haven't looked yet, I don't know. But
Well,
anyway,
okay,
we'll have to look into this more.
well,
But-
good luck.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we're gonna see this again in February
that-
on Groundhog Day.
About
James.
deed on it, because it's
Mr. White,
misplaced.
know that this is not being approved tonight.
I called him 3 times this
That's
morning
fine.
and he didn't answer, so.
He's
What-
he's technically savvy.
Okay.
What did you say, Bruce?
He's,
I said it makes sense that we check on the deed too, because it should be everywhere. So that you don't have to search.
Right,
Like you said.
Yeah.
So when I pull this up and I'm looking at something and there it is right in front of me, okay, it's got 2 units on it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah,
absolutely, I agree.
Yeah,
I think it's
I'll just quickly add, I know from attorney's office, working in attorney's offices with real estate. all these maps have to be recorded in the county clerk's office whenever there's a real estate transaction and a title is being searched, that's when they will find these development units, all these
Hmm.
rights to that parcel. As long as it's recorded, anything that's been done in the past that has not been recorded with the county clerk will not be found in a title search at the time of closing.
So you're saying when they do that title search at the time of closing,
You'll see it.
did I say that right? So that they are then drafting the deed for the new property, and that's when they would discover the development units?
That's right. As long as it's
Okay.
been recorded with the county clerk's office, because that's how
Right.
any mortgage company or any transaction that happens, when you go to research that parcel, that's when you'll find it, as long as it's being recorded at
Okay,
that time. So anything that happens in the future, that's the process. You have to do it that way.
okay. So that's actually reassuring, right? But we do want
Well,
the
like
information.
you, I just worry if, anything that's been missed in the past, now that the process is underway and it's being done this way, I think it's being corrected now. I don't know what could have
Yeah.
been missed in the past several years. That's all.
Yeah, well, the ones that we have done since the new zoning law and subdivision laws came in, I think all of those do indicate development units on the maps that were approved.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think, Bob, we've looked at that too on assessment site and county clerk's website, that the maps are there, they are showing up, so they are being
Okay.
recorded.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, very good, thanks, Jesse.
okay, let's go on to the Ogden issue, and this is to basically set up a public hearing to do a sketch map review, so you sort of understand this, and set up a public hearing for next month.
This is a two-lot subdivision, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with,
I will note that the subdivision law specifies that seeker should be completed before declaring a complete application. So just,
okay,
In the past, what we've done is held a secret hearing first, and then turned around. And then if we're ready, have a public hearing on the property.
on the same day as the public hearing, yeah. Okay,
Or when we were doing the solar project, then we had the space in between. But for the smaller projects, the minimum subdivision, minor subdivisions, we've done it all on the same night.
right,
but I'm just, I mean, I guess it's up to you, but this is something, so I'm rewriting the subdivision law. So there are three steps. There's the sketch plan review, then there's the application meeting, and then the schedule of the public hearing and decision. So, and I think what I'm gonna propose is that for the sketch plan review, that could be a review, with the code officer in consultation with at least one member of the review board in preparation for the application meeting, because that seems to be kind of what the process is anyway. That's what's happening. Is that, you're looking quizzical?
I'm not sure where you're saying one member of the review board.
Well, so we don't have to have a whole meeting. We might meet.
It wouldn't be a public meeting.
I see, okay,
Yeah, the alternative would be for you have a sketch plan meeting with the review board, then an application meeting, and then schedule the public hearing. So that would be 3 separate meetings.
okay,
The practicality of what the review board has been doing to this point is really Bob Ray, the code officers, zoning officer, has been pulling the materials together, sometimes in consultation with the review board, and then a meeting is scheduled, and that's really where the complete application is declared. So I'm saying at that meeting, at least by the language of the laws we have, that's the meeting where seeker review would be completed. And then the public hearing would be scheduled for the next meeting.
okay, and we haven't been doing that, we've been conflating
That's right.
parts 2 and 3,
That's right.
okay. So, can we tonight do part one and part two?
We can.
Okay,
What we received an email about, someone was concerned about that, and I went, Dawn, you asked me maybe 6 months ago about the EAF mapper. Sometimes it's a pain to use. So I'm getting a little better at it. So I went through, it's a website online and FEMA website, and it automatically checks some of the boxes for us. And I found one of the boxes was different from what the applicant had checked. Oh, I marked it on this one, sorry. It was 13A. The answer is yes.
does any portion contain wetlands or other water bodies?
And they said no, but then on the last page, FEMA says, well, we could be wrong, says the maps aren't updated and they're just kind of a washy digital mapping for the local New York site, New York State and federal wetlands and water bodies are known to be incomplete. And they're saying if you want more accurate information, you have to
Oh, on site.
go on site and, get an engineer. Yes, but
Okay, can you
It's sort of
explain this map to me? Because it seems to have many lines on it.
yes.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
There are way too many lines on here.
And they should be colored. This is what they're carving out.
Right.
And the rest they want to set.
So this piece of land here
Look, yes, yeah,
that has a couple of houses on it
Yeah,
yeah.
is what
Putting the
he's
line right down here.
and they're selling.
leaving off, and the trailers he's leaving to sell.
Right.
And that's another thing I want to talk to the surveyors. When they send us a sketch map, it would be nice if they color coded so we knew which lot is being new, because there are a lot of black lines here,
Yes, there are.
you know?
Okay, so as I understand it, then Mr. Ogden wants to retain this, the house and the garage and this weeny piece of land, and sell the rest of this with 10 development units. Is that right?
Yes. Let's see. Do I have this way?
So
I found this map.
He's keeping.
I was able to read this map because each place time there's a pin that's placed,
Yeah,
then they have it noted with its GPS coordinates along there.
okay,
So that's how you know where they're putting a new surveying line in here.
okay.
So how many acres is the big piece he's selling?
Oh, here.
It's about, what,
I've got.
31 acres, something like that?
Okay,
Here we go.
all right, that makes sense. We do 10 buildings.
It
Yeah, here-
was,
here it
was
is.
32 and it goes down to 31. You sell one, essentially.
Over here, in this.
Yeah, so
2 acres.
parcel 1 is 31.04 acres and the parcel he's retaining is 1.11 acre.
Right.
And the question for woman Catherine was that because there was supposedly a wet piece on there, that it couldn't have another building unit, is that what I was understanding? She was
No.
worried about,
Oh, she was worried about some wetlands.
She's worried about wetlands on the Neely property.
And it wouldn't be developed probably because of that, but we don't.
okay, I just was, I read
I
through
think-
it kind of.
So Catherine's concern was that the statement of the seeker says it does not impact.
That's
the
right.
wetland. And she's saying that there's a wetland on the Neely property that comes right up to this border.
And it's unlikely that it would just stop there.
Right.
Well, it can impact it because things do cross borders.
Yeah, well, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying that it's unlikely. Yeah, so, though you know how Route 81 stops storms. Have you ever noticed that? You're always amazed by meteorologists saying that. Goes up to 81 and then it stops. You're like, oh, okay. Who knew?
But it's staying up there.
So did those amendments are those incorporated?
So then if we were going to look at the environmental thing, it is this issue about 13A, about
Yes,
whether it has a wetland on it or not. And if it does, as we were going through this, how does that affect?
don't think it does affect us. Because no development is being proposed.
Right, it's just
Development
saying,
units are being
Divided up.
allocated, but no one's proposing that they use them right now.
I completely agree with that.
Yep.
So the question I had was, and you brought it up, that this map doesn't show anything about wetlands, but it shows 2 ponds, which tends to lead me to think that there probably are wet areas up here. But we don't know what that is. At some point in time, if somebody's gonna show this up for development units, and they divide this up, or whatever they're gonna do, that's gonna become important. The
right,
question in my mind, is it now, or is it later whenever those transactions take place?
Because those development units, they are a limit. They aren't development rights. It
Exactly.
doesn't mean you can develop it.
That's right.
It's just a limit with it, and along with all the other limits, like, well, wetlands or easements or anything else.
Right.
Potential.
so it's saying, here's 31 acres, and you could theoretically
But-
develop 10 housing units on here. But they could be a giant apartment building.
Could be.
It could be,
Yeah, if,
Yeah, you can't
if
develop
the
it.
property allows.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, so,
Development units don't increase the ability for you to develop.
right,
Since when you go before where there was a regulation, it's another limit, just in case.
exactly. So, and this that you gave us, is this the,
Wetland now, got that off of that. I think that's the.
Which says, oh, nothing.
Labeled.
that means utterly nothing to me. It looks like a piece of carpeting.
Yes.
It's like a piece of green carpeting.
Oh, that's the thing.
Exactly.
It doesn't show floodplain there. Could be wetlands. but
Right.
Not floodplain.
Yeah, it says there's an area of middle, I mean, I don't even know where the hell the road is, so
Yeah.
I'm very confused.
So there's the pond, so it's,
So it's not.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so
And
what I had seen Craig do is go through the short environmental assessment form and say things, and also, yeah, 4 here isn't checked. Check all the land uses that occur, and basically it's rural, right?
well, I think it's rural, how it's checked residential, I think, but, right?
check residential.
Yeah.
He was saying.
Yeah, there's no,
He checked
I don't think
residential
there's-
suburban.
yeah, I think there's more than that.
I do too. I think it's certainly rural, non-agricultural.
Okay. Lot of trees, forest,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and there are ponds, so aquatic.
So urban, that's not correct.
No,
no, it's
It's
not
not.
checked urban.
it's
It's
not,
right now checked residential suburban.
right,
Maybe,
Well,
yeah.
that's how he checked it.
right, I think.
That's because there's 2 trailers next to the house.
No, yeah, it's suburban.
Yeah, that's how it is. So, and then in 13A, I think the question that we have here is, does any portion of the site contain wetlands or other water bodies? So I think it would be reasonable to say, you checked no, the FEMA thing said yes.
Yes,
But they also said it might not be true. It might be worthwhile to have someone check that.
yeah.
However, what I don't understand is if it was checked one way or another, does it make any difference to our
Decision.
Yeah,
decision?
I think
And
that's
obviously the
important.
answer is no.
I
Right,
would say no. Yeah.
so
Right.
then, I mean, we can tell them that, but I think that's, otherwise I think we would approve this. And does the county have to do that section, whatever the hell it is?
239,
Yeah.
Review,
they do.
yeah,
I would say no.
or we get a letter. from-
Unless we get a
Yeah.
letter from. We have
I
the
did
letter?
use it, Put them in a drawer some time ago, so that's,
That's this.
is it? No,
Yeah, no, oh, this is different.
yeah, that's
This is
different.
the,
That's part 1. And
oh,
then
and this is part 2.
Part 2 and 3.
Okay, so part 2 we would do, will the proposed action create a material conflict? No, right? Will the proposed action result in a change in the land, in the use or intensity of the use of the land? Not at this point. No. Will
Because we're talking just about the subdivision.
Yeah, we're.
Yes. Exactly. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? And at this point, that's no. Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area?
Nearby.
Right, no. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? No. Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? No. Will the proposed action impact existing public-private water supplies? No. Public-private wastewater treatment utilities? No. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historical, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? No. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources, such as wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, and fauna? No. Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? No. Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? No. So then, for every question, check this box if you have determined based on the information and analysis above that the proposed action may result in one or more potentially large, and it wouldn't. Check this box if you have determined based on the information and analysis above and any supporting documentation that the proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts. So I would check that.
You should.
Okay. And then the name of the lead agency is,
The
Town of Caroline.
Review Board, Town of Caroline Review Board.
okay.
And it doesn't affect anything just because we're only okaying selling the whole lot, we're not okaying.
We're not, yeah, we're not doing anything else.
One other question, if 13A does say, if they do say that there is possible wetland there, why don't they just say yes?
Well, they should have said yes, probably, but
I'm just. I mean, it doesn't make any difference to what we're doing, but.
I would say, if it was me, that they should go back and confirm whether there are wetlands there or not. But also, because that would be part of the record, so
Right.
you would know going forward that there are wetlands on site.
I think that
Will
would,
it affect our decision?
no,
Not at all.
but it is part of the record. So that seems like a good thing to convey to them. And there's a public hearing and people may ask about that.
And when it's conveyed to somebody that's looking at a building lot or a unit to put somewhere, it would make
important.
very important. So
Have you guys
if it's notified now, then.
made this
there's the possibility.
determination by resolution before
Yeah, so
of the review board, the negative declaration?
Possible.
We have to do a negative, that can't, we have the public hearing.
Yes,
Oh, I thought that's what this was.
But she's a little bit ahead. Did you read it?
well, I did, but I can do it again. But that's because we said, he was saying that there should be a space between the neg deck and the public hearing. And so I said, can we do that tonight? So we're neg decking it. Then we're neg decking it tonight.
I would have to say that the neg deck is still valid, because what they're doing with the subdivision, answering all those questions. We can already answer those questions.
Right,
Right. I'm just wondering if you, just like,
yes, we
have you
should,
done this by resolution before?
Yes.
Okay.
We still have a number, section 3, right, to sign off at the end.
No, this
that's it,
is it.
That's
This is part 3 here.
Okay,
yeah. So what we should do then is, someone should make a motion that we are declaring a neg deck.
Yes.
I'll make such a motion.
I'll second.
And Bruce is seconding it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so that's passed.
Great.
And we are passing along that information that Bob will carry forth. And we will also make a motion that there now will be a public hearing at 7 PM on
No,
February 2nd.
Second,
Okay, and
In favor?
all in favor? Aye?
Alright,
Okay. Woof, there we go.
great.
So
now
now,
we need to hold a public hearing on approving the application or not.
Right,
yes,
yeah, in the next.
so that's the public hearing.
Yeah.
Next month. Okay,
So do we hold that public hearing on the second?
Yes.
So we need a resolution for that as well.
that's what
I
we
thought
just
that's
did.
what she just did.
I thought we were doing the secret.
That was the first one. The second one was
The
the
first
public
one was
hearing.
number two. Right?
The first one,
Don't we have to hold a public hearing for secret?
right, you don't have to.
You don't.
You
No.
don't,
You don't, no,
then we're fine.
yeah.
Okay. So,
And just to clarify, so I will find out, we'll take care of 239 review if needed. And letters to adjacent property owners
okay,
as well.
good. Then we are now going on to,
so are we gonna do anything about that 13? We're gonna have them look into it, or?
yes, Rob's going to talk with him about that, about number 13, that they should
Okay.
do that. Okay, now we're going on to Creighton Brown, who I feel like has been done a lot of Creighton Browning over the time. So, and I think we have.
You should have all the material from last year.
Yes,
And when we approved it. And it started out so simple. When I discovered the extra parcel.
Right.
I went to the assessor's office and, pointed out to them. And they said, very good, okay. And then I got a phone call about a week later saying the owner must submit an application for a merger. And I said, no, you guys it was a bad map.
right,
We should.
Yeah, it really.
But you misinterpreted the
Understand.
line. That line was not a property line. And they agreed, and it has been fixed, but it's not fixed on the website until I think March. They only do it once a year. So when you look at the website, you see 5 lots.
Yeah. You do.
Yeah, it's confusing. So they said they have fixed that. And if you remember, after this was approved, the new owner came back and had a lot line adjustment to add just a little bit to parcel A.
yes,
And so the assessor's office agreed that we could just submit the correct map based on what we approved last year and that lot line adjustment, which we approved. Great, and we were just gonna get it signed and it would be done, but then one of the new buyers wanted 7 units on his 3-acre lot. And
Instead of 3.
I really tried to discourage him from that because he would never be able to use it. He might be able to use 3. But I
unless he builds an apartment house.
possibly, yeah.
But if our zoning law does, it allows multi-family housing
Right,
for one development unit.
Yeah.
So,
Up to 4 units.
so Bob's right.
So he could,
This
well,
is like,
if you have 4 units, you need more septic areas. So
right,
whatever the county, it needs a certificate, or that's not my bailiwick.
right.
If they could accomplish it, okay, but
So which lot wants the 7
that is
units?
C.
See. So can we, okay,
That's what, I said, okay, if we can't just sign the map, if you really want these lots, it's gonna be a 2-month process. You have to go to 2 meetings because we have to have we start all over again. We use the same material, but now we assign different units. And I don't have the authority to do it, so if it goes to the board, they have to do it. And then when Guy responded to our question, he suggested that he said reapprove it, was his wording, but.
Bob,
the same word.
the other wrinkle, if I'm right,
Mhm.
if that's what you mentioned is that the original survey map wasn't properly signed by the surveyor. Is that right?
That's right.
So my recommendation based on,
Probably signed by,
the surveyor.
But it was signed by,
Oh, it was signed on our side, it was signed, yeah.
we signed it. So officially, it never happened. The subdivision, it never happened, but the county said if we supplied them with the proper map, we've
Yeah.
already voted on it, they would accept it.
So my recommendation was to call the proper map the creation of the 4 parcels with the new distribution of development units properly noted, so that we have it in one place. This is what the development unit distribution is, and this is what the boundaries are supposed to be, and so that's my recommendation, that, yeah.
So that's essentially this map. Well, this stuff on a real map.
Right.
So are we creating a problem by issuing 7 units on a 2.8 acre lot?
No,
I don't
No,
know.
I mean,
that's his problem.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, down the road, is that? gonna
It's
come
odd,
back?
right, I know.
so that's the most that they have, that they can put on.
Right,
But
Because
they can put that on, there is a
that's right,
question that
that's
needs,
another question.
that we
I mean,
need
it's-
the answer to.
it's
right,
somewhat deranged because there's 44 acres that have 5 units.
right.
Well, a good chunk of that
Is conservation,
is in conservation east.
Forest conservation, right?
right? Okay,
That was another thing that I, when listening to what you had to say, I wasn't quite sure that because that was developed before the zoning law, the conservation
Easement.
easement. So that still gets,
yeah, because the Finger Lakes Land Trust has
Yeah.
okay,
I don't know what you call it, a lien or something
It's
on
an
it,
easement.
an easement.
And I think Mr. Brown gets a discount, a big discount on his taxes. Because he is not allowing any development on that property.
Right,
And as the attorney said, if that easement goes away in the future, then you still wouldn't be able to develop it. You wouldn't have any units, right? If you
Right.
didn't, well, whatever, it's, he
right,
said, just assign the units. They, hopefully, the design is they'll never be used because these easements are supposed to be for good. It's not a temporary
Yeah,
measure.
that's right.
right,
Yeah.
So the easements are like between an easement and a, so the development unit designations are not enforceable. This is from some, I dug up an email from past days from Nan. And an easement is the strongest, a deed restriction's in the middle, but an easement is the strongest land restriction that you can have. So I was gonna ask Nan about this whole question about development units, but she has laryngitis. So
so that
we're
would,
gonna talk next week, but anyway, but I did talk to Bill Podolka. He remembered that when they first put forward the calculation of development units, wetland areas were excluded from that calculation, and then there was a discussion that bubbled up about how that was unfair for people that had,
along wetland,
you're remembering this, so.
right,
And so they did intentionally decide to we're gonna just go with the whole parcel, that's the potential, and then whatever comes out in the wash based on reality, so,
and also based on, slope is
yeah,
another issue.
right.
I mean,
exactly.
No, I do.
if you had something on with a 50-degree slope, you shouldn't really build on it.
I'll tell that to people that live on the west side of Cuba Lake.
I know.
I have friends who have some of those.
Yeah.
One of them had what they called what did they call it? The scenic railway, which was like 2 old railroad tracks going down with this platform on it. That you were supposed to put groceries on, but there would always be some jerk who wanted to ride down on it. You were like, you are taking your life in your hands. Don't get on that.
Yes.
But there you are. Okay, so what are we doing tonight?
So you will just be reapproving what you did last year and changing the numbers on the developments.
Okay, do we have
We need
to?
a map that's
I've
got
got,
stamped.
yeah, I've got a map. And well, actually,
You don't
this is the sketch
This is the
plan,
sketch
Nate,
plan.
so you don't have to sign it.
We would have to pass a resolution,
Right.
Next
but
month.
that's next week,
Next
next
So
month.
this is our sketch plan.
This is what it would look like. I wrote the development units on that.
Okay,
I used my new stamp there and just so it's clear, but after, if they just come up and we approve this map, then some guy, this guy buys this lot.
right,
I just want to make sure the development units are
all right,
preserved, and
Yeah.
of course, we understand if it goes into the, not the map, but when you search the
Deed.
title,
The
the
deed.
deed, yes,
Okay.
play the
so,
game show. That's-
so do we have to, next month, when we're doing this again, do we have to, disavow the first motion that we made?
Well, he didn't, Guy didn't say but I think you should make a note
I do
that
too.
it was just fake. We voted, the map was incorrect and we're changing the development.
That's what I wrote
The
in that.
dimensions are the same, but
Yeah.
the map was not,
Okay,
an official survey map.
and that's sort of what I wrote when I sent you all those notes about what we.
You sent that today?
I sent it yesterday. Didn't get it? Okay, well, I did, I sent a motion, but I'll send it out again.
Sure.
Okay.
You have plenty of time, you got a month.
I have a month, okay, so, okay, so I think then,
So are they scheduling, would they be scheduling a public hearing on this for next month
Sure, yeah.
again?
okay,
Now, last year you did the environmental review had a negative declaration, so
we don't need to do that again.
don't think so.
Okay,
Of course,
so you're making a motion that we have a public
Make a
hearing,
motion, we have a public hearing to go over this and change the map or the development units.
The development units.
What we'd already done.
okay?
Second.
No questions, all in favor, aye,
Aye.
approved,
Unanimous.
fabulous, okay. Okay, you're welcome. So, the only last thing I have is, we are supposed to get something like, I can't remember if it's 4 or 8 hours of training a year.
Oh, right.
4, I think.
4, and I know I went to 2 hours of almost incomprehensible training that was up at the
Oh.
health department this year,
Where, which one?
one at the health department.
It was on land use planning or what?
Yeah, it was on land use planning.
Don, did you go to one that county planning had?
So I was signed up for it, but then something came up and I was not able to go, so I.
Okay. And you didn't get any feedback on it or anything? I suspect the county will do another planning training this year. And then, I think, Nan would be willing to do a training, a 4-hour training, or I don't know, is that too long?
I think a 2-hour training would be.
2-hour
fine, just
training or
else.
something.
Yeah, and I think, we haven't really had any major we haven't had any subdivision stuff. But I think if you guys decide that Bob can handle all the, lot line adjustments, what we will mostly be dealing with is
Correct.
major and minor subdivisions. And my theory is that people have been doing stuff on the theory that at some point they're gonna have a subdivision, right?
Mhm.
So I think a training on that would be useful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, perfect.
Good, and
So,
Our chair of our review board has resigned,
yes,
so who would put the new chair?
I
Or do we
asked,
elect that internally?
what's that?
Do we elect
The board appoints the chair,
The town board.
the town board does.
Okay.
Yep, and I asked Jean if she was willing to do it.
and I said, absolutely, because I love having the sign of the stigmata.
So did you pick the stamp?
So, good, so then Gene can stamp them.
Yes, then I'll be able to stamp.
Yeah, so let's go
But you have to do it at a meeting. Don't you?
What's that?
Don't you have to do that at a town board meeting?
Oh, make you the chair. Yeah, it's happening Thursday.
Okay.
You're in the organizational resolutions.
Okay,
And I have a few people that I'm gonna reach out to see if they're interested in joining the review board, and I would ask if you know of people.
yeah, we need, I mean, Jack will be able to come on Mondays, which is good, but we need one more person and at least an alternative. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be away for the April meeting, and I'm going to be in Lisbon, and I have no interest in coming.
Oh, really?
Come on, what now? I don't know. So, I think, you know,
So which meeting is this?
the April meeting,
April?
yeah. So, I'm going away for about a whole month. Yeah, I know,
Good.
yeah, staying in Lisbon, yeah, and Porto,
Yeah.
so,
Great. Whole month.
a whole month.
Wow.
Still coming back too soon, because you know, when you come back in mid-April and you think it's gonna be spring, it's a freaking lie.
It's no-
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I was out in Colorado, they closed the ski foot.
You were where?
Out in Colorado.
Yeah.
I tell you, and it's closed, there's no, I just got a picture today, bighorn sheep on the rocks, not a lick of snow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, my sister in Fort Collins, and
Yeah.
and my daughter's in it's
Yeah.
60
Crazy.
degrees every single day.
Yeah.
There's water in the grass.
This is in where?
All right,
Colorado,
What's that?
This is Colorado?
Yeah.
Colorado,
yeah,
Front Range. It's really insane.
it
Yeah.
is,
Just-
but you could go to Oswego. You seen any of the pictures from there? Oh my
Yeah.
God,
yeah, yeah.
Imagine.
yeah, I mean, I remember when we had about 4 feet of snow once in one snowstorm.
Mhm.
Back in like 70-ish,
In the good old days.
and
Yeah, used to have drifts.
crazy friend Karen Arms, who lived over way back that way, decided to come visit us on Central Chapel Road and decided to drive across
Oh, no.
Creamery Road when Creamery Road didn't used to get plowed in the middle in a Carmen Ghia. So she's driving down past the bar and there's this enormous snowbank and she goes over it in the Carmen Ghia
It's like,
and goes about, I don't know, 150 feet, and the Carmen Ghia sinks into the snow.
And
Because-
disappears.
And disappears. She climbs all the way out and she called, oh God, what was his name? Bob, he used to do driveways. And he went into the bar and he said to everybody sitting there, I want every piece of chain everybody has. And they try, I don't know what, I mean, what were you thinking? I mean, she said, I thought I could get across it. It's like, that's like a mile.
Yeah, she probably got closer and closer and decided to speed up.
was it Bob Canfield?
It was Bob Canfield, yes, it was Bob Canfield.
Yeah, we are. So are we done with all the agenda items?
We are,
Should we adjourn?
we should adjourn, let's adjourn.
Okay,
Okay, we are adjourned. Excellent.
great.
Okay, thanks, Jesse.
Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah.